Alex Leatherwood here a little bit. No reason for that. Recently drafted Alex Leatherwood, right?
2021, number 17 overall. Played him at guard last year. Drafted him as a tackle. Yeah, that's out of Alabama, big boy. Yeah.
So this is similar to what we were chatting about earlier with new regime.
Correct.
It is very easy to accidentally say, hey, we have no loyalties to you. So if you're not holding up your end of it, you are being judged exactly how a fourth rounder is being judged, seventh rounder is being judged, because we've been given the green light by the owner here to build this how we see fit as opposed to the last group. Let's assume he gets picked up. I don't know how many first round offensive linemen end up as free agents in the world that we live in today, but it is something that new regime, new look, new feel, no, I don't want to say no loyalty, but really, honestly, less than in any other situation.
And this was, I remember this pick. This was a big reach that everyone was talking about that I think Gruden made. And, you know, he flamed out of this spot. But, you know, first round talent. So he was at least a second, third round on some people's board, I would assume. So hopefully he lands on his feet. But, wow. They still that's fully guaranteed though. From
they have to $7.9 million against their cap is what they have to take.
So they're gonna have to pay him one to move on. Ari Mirov started tweeting about Raiders first round picks from 2019 to 2021. Jonathan Abram in 2019, fifth year declined. Josh Jacobs 2019, fifth year declined. Clellan,
was another reach.
Number 4 or 5 overall.
Fifth year declined.
Clemson.
Damon Arnett cut. Henry Ruggs III cut. Alex Leatherwood cut. This is very much a, hey, I understand what was promised to you in the past and what you're supposed to be, but if you ain't doing what we need you to do, or if you're even questionable on doing it, we are going to move on and kind of put our fingerprints on this program all over it. Now, Mike Mayock will be remembered as a guy, I think, whose draft picks did not, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But he could say Gruden made those draft picks.
Which everybody was saying at the time, right? As Gruden's in charge of everything.
Yeah, it's tough with Clellan Ferrell, especially because they reached for him and then they took Crosby in the second or third round, and he was such a basically now.
Absolute stud. Yeah. Moving on from people's a lot easier if you're the new GM.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I was told that in my negotiation. I'm a fucking punter, so we did not draft you. There is no loyalty between us. Okay. My response also pretty epic. I don't know if it was ever delivered because at that point I had an agent who was doing a conversation who still got paid even though I got franchise tagged. And that was always confusing to me and Phil. So you actually didn't do your job. Didn't get a deal done. I got franchise tagged. Now I still have to pay you. I don't understand how that works. But hey, business is to be done how business has always been done in that situation, but I'm not the only person that has heard that from other people. We will continue to keep our eye on the situation. I'm just reading this headline here that is written on this piece of paper by Boston Connor this morning. Lou Holtz sent Brian Kelly several letters over his Notre Dame tenure to no response. This must have slipped through the cracks in the group text. Sports Illustrated is reporting, while talking to reporters this past week, Lou Holtz shared that while Brian Kelly was at the helm, he wrote him several letters over his tenure as coach. Unfortunately, Holtz said, he never got a response. So, obviously we gotta go.
Well. Looks like I wasn't fibbing when I said that Brian Kelly was a big old piece of shit. He writes this guy letters and tries to tell him, hey, this is exactly what you need to do if you want to be a successful coach at Notre Dame. Okay, he didn't fucking respond to me once. You know how long it takes me to write these goddamn handwritten letters? I'm not typing them on a Macintosh. I'm not typing them on the Dell. I'm dipping my ink in the quill, and I'm writing these handwritten letters. And what does he do? He says, hey, you know what, Lou? I won't write you a letter, but I'll send some kid into a cherry picker with 85-mile-an-hour winds, and I'll kill him. And then guess what? I still won't write you a letter back. He can apologize, but it doesn't matter because Notre Dame's in the right spot. We got Marcus Freeman with 17-point underdogs at Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Kelly gets run out of LSU because before too long, the boosters down there are going to find out what I found out. And that's that he's a big old steaming bag of shit.
Coach, isn't there a chance that you with those handwritten letters that he never got them? He was just checking his email?
No, you kidding me? If I fucking write a letter, it's getting on the head coach's desk, okay? You think Charlie Weiss ever got my handwritten letters or Tyrone Willingham? Those guys always wrote back to me. Always.
Thank you, Coach.
That's your buddy Brady Quinn, okay? He knows I wrote a letter before every single Notre Dame home game. Had it in his locker.
What did you say about the camera you're taking on your future brother-in-law, AJ Hawk?
Well, I said, good luck, Brady. Hopefully you play like a guy like Carlisle Holiday. I'm sure you remember him. He was a great quarterback at Notre Dame. Led them to a lot of success. Of course, you know, Brady, unfortunately, they had good seasons, and they got their asses beaten every single big post-game bowl. And we all remember the LSU Sugar Bowl where Marcus Russell, or whatever the hell his name was, he threw it all over the football field. And then AJ and the Ohio State Buckeyes beat the shit out of Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl.
Did you see the documentary about Manti Te'o? Seems like a really good guy that the world
You know what?
really was rooting to.
Manti's a sweet kid, okay? And I'm sick and tired of everybody shitting on him and making him feel like he wasn't a sweet kid, because he was such a sweet kid. Everything that you want out of a student athlete at Notre Dame. He wasn't Catholic, which I don't love, but he's a sweet kid, and he really got misrepresented in that. I still feel bad for Manti.
Did you write him a letter when all that shit came out?
Once again, I couldn't write him a letter because he's not Catholic. If he was Catholic, I would have, but he's Mormon, and I don't know about his religion as much as I do about the Catholic religion, touchdown Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But no, you know, I feel bad because Manti was such a good player. He was the highest rated linebacker recruit Notre Dame ever had, you know, and look at him now. He's just a sad oose on a beach down in Hawaii.
Did you say sad ooze? Oh my God, Coach Holtz, I did not know you had ooze in the repertoire.
Yeah, of course. How do you think I recruited? We got some bad ooses in my time at Notre Dame. Offensive, defensive line. I stole a couple of them from SC and BYU and all those places.
Jesus. Oh, I'll tell you, I did not expect that today. That's why as soon as I saw it on the sheet, I was fucking pumped. I was like, is this real or is this not? It is real.
Very real. Yeah.
I mean, that goes into literally
Oh, yeah.
this bit.
What's he supposed to write back?
I was grinning ear to ear when I saw that yesterday.
Oh, my God. What
Thank you, maybe.
Jesus. Golly. What if it was typewriter? I thought you were going to.
Could have been.
What if Lou never put a stamp on it and it never got sent? All of it.
What if he doesn't know how to work Federal Express, dude?
It's also possible that he never wrote the letters and he's misremembering.
Come on.
I hope that's not the case.
We all do. He was a great magician on television.
Yes.
He's a great coach on television, great coach on the football field.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously
Great lawyer in the courtroom.
everything that's happening there, we're just trying to potentially how it did go down.
Exactly.
Thank you, Coach Lou Holtz.
Thank you, Coach Lou.
He's introed a few presidents, hasn't he, for rallies and stuff?
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I don't know about a few, but fuck. How do you even go on from that?
Trump won, damn it. He should still be president. It's not fair.
All right, so that is obviously.
He did say that.
He did say that, I
actually.
think. Him and Bob.
Richie?
Yes.
That's a hell of a song. That's a hell of a song. Unbelievable. Everybody, we've given out some misinformation on today's program. We would
When?
like to let everybody know that that was not actual Coach Lou Holtz.
Oh.
No.
Just a couple moments ago. What? Everybody needs to know that that was not Coach Lou Holtz, and those are not actual quotes from Coach Lou Holtz, like Ty does for Coach Sirianni. Those are actual quotes.
Correct.
Coach Lou Holtz, you take a little bit more creative liberties. It does feel
Yeah, but we can never be so sure.
like. What? Yeah, we can be.
Well, like I said, I've kind of been saying this for quite some time now, and then boom! What do you know? He does think Brian Kelly's a piece of shit.
Let's go to some phone calls. I think that's the only way to really change the subject here. Let's go to.
That'd be tough for Coach to admit that. Like, hey, I poured my heart out and wrote all these letters and I got nothing back.
How many? At what point do you stop writing a letter?
He said
to?
it was 9.
He wrote 9 of them?
Yeah.
So after the first 6, he goes, all right, lucky number 7.
Yeah.
He's the one.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this son of a bitch will get back to me eventually if I do lucky number 7 or 8. Maybe he will. 6 isn't enough. Is 9 enough? Is 18 enough? Is 27 enough? What will it take to get this son of a bitch to respond to me?
Did you reference all the other letters prior in each letter that you, for the 8th time I am writing you? Do you think he was reminded of that or no?
Maybe. I mean, or he probably just said like, hey, listen, pal, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to respond to me. Otherwise, I'm going to the AD, and guess what? I'm going to let everybody know you did kill that kid, okay? You did. Not only that, you're a piece of shit on the sidelines. I see you yelling. I see you screaming. I see you. You're not very Christian, okay? And what's that all about? I thought it was Notre Dame. This is the greatest Catholic institution in the United States.
You're saying this did potentially happen.
I think so.
All right, let's go to the phones. No other show has that.
No.
Hey, do the Pat McAfee show thing. Okay. Are you gonna have that? I mean, okay. Are you gonna have that? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. You've been doing that since high school, I assume.
Lou Holtz?
Yeah.
Right before that.
So that one was
Yeah,
just like
long time.
That was just naturally
Long time. Oh, yeah.
Because you grew up Catholic school, right?
Right.
Notre Dame, place you're supposed to go to.
Yeah, wanted to go to Notre Dame. Almost did go to Notre Dame.
So you're doing that literally just as like your second language is almost Lou Holtz.
Oh, I remember doing that in like 6th, 7th grade for like my older brother's friends and stuff like that.
Oh man, this is season. So every time he comes back, you get real excited. It's a little nostalgia trip for you as well.
I mean, it's just, it's something that, you can kind of just slip in and out of at this point.
It's a good thing we're off serious too, because if you couldn't see Todd doing that, you'd think that was
Yeah.
Lou talking to the microphone.
You think that's why we got in some trouble?
Maybe.
Sound exactly like him.
Definitely was Lou.
Yeah.
There was a moment where you kicked it back in mid-sentence, and I saw Darius's face realize what you were doing and start crying, laughing over there because he thought it was over, and then boom, we kicked right back into Lou Holtz out of nowhere. God, that's awesome.
Ty had to love when Lou was on. Was it Friday nights when he would give the pep talk, like the halftime speech or pregame speech?
Yeah, well, I used to go at it with Mark May, that son of a bitch, not because he was a great offensive lineman at Pittsburgh, and he could just say whatever he wanted to be. Well, guess what? Dr. Lou knows what he's talking about too, pal. I've won a couple national championships. How many of you won, Mark? Not many. Not as many as me.
He used to tear up a newspaper, put
yeah.
it back together. His Bumblebee speech that he gave one night I was watching while I was in college, and I'll never forget just being like, that's a great motivational speech right there.
I did see recently the newspaper bit. Some school had him come in and speak, and he was top tier form doing the newspaper bit again.
He's fucking
Recently?
mid-season form right now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw this
I need to learn
maybe
that
a week
newspaper
ago.
bit.
I don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
But what?
I'm sure you could buy one.
No, I mean, it's a trick. You got to do the magic trick, right?
Of course. You're right.
He rips it up and then puts it all back together.
Someone did a sweet magic trick for you this weekend.
I'm going to try to learn. It was awesome. David Rinaldi. Thank you for doing what you did. Great show, David. Great show.
David.
I was at Puccelli's walking around doing tricks with cards and shit and coins.
Was he part of the program, or was he just off the street?
Part of the program. He was paid to do walk around and do entertainment, and he did. God damn. He put 4 Bitcoins right on my forearm right here, and then one fell on my watch.
Bitcoin.
Well, they were just little coins that had bees on.
Oh,
So he said,
nice.
it's worth 30 grand, 19 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand, whatever it is. What is Bitcoin? Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Darius. Hey, excuse me,
Diamond
crypto
hands.
guy. Where is how is
19 below 20.
Oh, no.
Zoom out. I'm not worried. Still in on Bitcoin, still in on Ethereum. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to. Starbucks, actually, is going cashless. And was it later this year? So,
Yeah, but
Quill
Quills.
didn't tell us.
Yeah, but Quills is the world still.
Quill still takes
Cash is
cash.
like, so you can't use your
I
debit card?
visited Quills this morning.
How about this, AJ? How about this? Darius is on his way in to the office this morning and goes, anybody need anything from Quills? I'm like, all right. Darius is doing a Quills run. Anybody need anything? We had just got done with our second Quills run of the morning.
Yeah.
He goes over there. I think you were introduced to a new drink, I believe, today?
Yeah.
How was it?
It It's all right. First trip there. May go back a second time. Give me a chance.
Oh, they didn't sell you? You made
was
us
it?
go back?
I honestly don't know what it was.
He ordered,
I ordered
looks like you
something
ordered
that
milk with a splash of coffee.
Was it coffee?
It was a cup of oat milk with a splash of coffee.
Well, that's a
Maybe
different
a splash
drink.
of
You just gotta
place
find your
sucks.
drink.
Right.
It does
Drink.
not.
First
Once you find your drink, it's the. It's
Is that what it
really
is?
good.
Okay.
My
figured that.
peach tea. My
figured-
peach
What's
tea.
your drink, Diggs?
Top of the line.
Me, cold
Yeah.
brew, a little bit of almond milk, 2 Splendas.
I almost went cold brew too.
Oh, it's good there.
Okay.
Darius, please tell everybody that we've been talking about this, that has heard about this place. Coolest looking people of all time.
Cool squad in there, but yeah, I'll go back.
Yes!
Hell yeah.
Fuck you, Connor, with your negativity. Connor's never been. He judges this place.
I've walked by though, and I've peeked in, and there are a lot of cool-looking people in there. But from what I've seen come back to the office, I know their scones are like sponges, and I know their coffee has barely
Scone was
any
delicious.
He's
coffee.
a corporate shill Bucks mark. Okay, he always goes there.
The scones
That's
were
right.
delicious.
I do always go there because they never fail. And, you know, granted, they're going to have to let go of their insider in the NFL, but I still think that they have the legs to make a run.
You're talking about Jordo?
I'm talking about Dordo, yeah.
Jordo was at the U.S. Open last night. Did you watch that? Serena was serving up, slicing and dicing to end that thing. I didn't see the entire match. I watched the intro back when she came out to Diamonds. She looked awesome. Obviously, the first round atmosphere was electrifying.
Bill Clinton, Dr. Ruth.
Yep, crazy.
They were crushing.
She was smacking his little cheek, telling him he was a good boy.
Dr.
Which
Ruth. Dr. Ruth knows.
That was a great part. There's a lot of celebrities in the crowd.
Tyson was.
What's wrong?
Billie Jean wasn't she there?
Dr. Ruth looked
The
old.
announcers were laughing about Big Bill and Dr. Ruth.
Everybody, as soon as they found out that William Clinton was sitting next to Dr. Ruth, knew that you
She's
were
a
going to
sex
break.
doctor, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
A what
Yes,
doctor?
She is.
Sex doctor.
What do you mean?
Like,
She gives advice on sex and how to do it.
Yeah, properly.
So what are they saying?
Old Slick Willie doesn't need her, but
That's what I was going to say. Why are they saying that?
They were talking about tennis, dude. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? But we know as soon as we saw the photo of Bill Clinton and fucking Dr. Ruth, sex doctor, we knew AJ was going to bring this up in the middle of the show.
Where's that right hand?
That's what I mean.
Easy.
Seriously.
I'm not talking about her.
Where's the cigar at?
Both of them.
Where's the cigar?
Everybody relax.
Wow.
Anyways, let's not talk about what was going on around the court. Let's talk about what was going on the court. Serena fucking murdered this lady. From MNE. What is that?
Montenegro?
Is that what it is?
Might be.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it was Maine when I was first watching. I was like, she's playing somebody from Maine here in the first round. I don't believe that was the case. Serena's serve got very hot, and she just started boom, 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 and she was beating hell. And listening to the commentators, and I don't watch tennis as much as I should, apparently. They were saying this is the best Serena's played in like 5 years. Like this is
Been a while.
They said it was the best she'd been moving in a while. I know that.
And I think she did gear up for this because this is kind of like her shit, right? This,
Yeah.
the U.S. Open is the fucking Serena tournament. So
Hardcourt.
if you are doing a retirement, or she didn't want to call it a retirement, I think she said evolution or something like that because she's going into a different chapter. And after listening to her do an interview afterwards and handle everything that was going on, that was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot was happening. I think she's a really fucking cool person. Like, I think if you were to meet her and hang out with her, I think you would enjoy being around Serena Williams, although she is fucking Serena Williams. If you're going through that last stage and it's your tournament, you can see how she could get fucking jacked up for that. She was locked in during that match, like super pissed the entire time. And then as soon as it ended, it was like, imagine, so much happiness. The place went crazy. They did an entire fucking run. Billie Jean came out.
Yep.
Terrible coin flipper. Pretty expensive coin flipper that lady is. But she was awesome. She gave a great speech. Gave a great speech, as did Gail King with the interview. What a moment, you know? And it was the first time my wife and I were talking about it. It was like, oh, we should watch this. Like, Serena's the fucking... There's nobody that's going to touch Serena in women's tennis ever, right? I don't know tennis enough.
Again? Probably not.
No way.
I don't know. We got young Coco coming up, young Coco Golf. But you know,
Serena's dog, though, right?
Serena, she's one of one. Her and her sister, Legends, Venus Williams. But Serena, this is amazing that she's getting this last run. Obviously, the GOAT. I'm mad I missed it. I was on a flight, but I'll definitely check out the second round.
It was awesome.
She also had to take years off in like the tail end of her prime because
Yeah.
she decided she wanted to have a kid, you know, and that's basically what she said. Like, if I was a male, like, I wouldn't have had to made that decision. I would have just kept fucking crushing people and winning tournaments, but I wanted to have a kid. So.
I think she's a dog.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'd said.
she is in that upper tier level, and we don't know her. Never met her. Followed her husband and I follow each other on Twitter.
Yeah, he's a founder.
Founder of Reddit.
Reddit,
Yeah, Alexis, we follow each other. We DM'd a couple times.
Nice.
No big
I
deal.
feel like I'm part of it. But honestly, I don't know her, but you have to put her up in that competitive, in that, like the, you know.
She changed the game.
Pantheon.
The superhumans up there.
Yeah.
She's in my opinion, she should be in the Mount Rushmore type conversation.
Of athletes?
Talking about athletes overall, male and female. And she does some great stuff business-wise, too, you know, off the court. She was part owner to the Dolphins, her and her sister. Some other things.
All their clothing.
venture
She
capitalized.
changed like
Sick.
tennis clothing, I feel like, too.
Sick year last night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her and her daughter had the matching, whatever it's called now.
Sick year last night.
She's just so dominant for so long.
Didn't she win a tournament while she was pregnant? Like before she actually had to like go?
I believe so, yes.
She was like 8.5 months pregnant. Won the Australian Open, I thought.
Yeah, I thought she won one. I don't know if it was 8.5
Baby almost
months,
fell
but-
out that night.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
I thought I read that.
No, but I do think she won the Australian Open.
Don't be a
while she was
horse's
pregnant.
ass,
Pretty deep in the
AJ.
pregnancy there.
Why are you such a fucking asshole?
I always said that because General Bob likes to talk about how his mom ran like 10 miles when she was 8.5 months pregnant with one of his brothers.
Okay, well, so
know?
General Bob, we just got the information. She was 20 weeks pregnant
Yeah.
whenever she won the Australian.
Still crazy.
Yeah,
That's tough because a lot of times girls are still sick
Yeah,
at
it's
that
like
time.
peak
real
morning
nauseous.
sickness.
Oh yeah.
Hey, congrats on a hell of a run.
Legend.
Are they going to have that type of thing after every single round here at the
do,
U.S.
normally.
Open?
I hope.
They normally interview the winner after every single match.
Okay, will it be a full? I hope so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Playing number 2 in the world tomorrow.
Especially
Ooh.
if you're center court.
She's playing tomorrow.
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
How much are those tickets?
I don't know.
Pretty expensive.
So is she the underdog in this one? Number 2 in the world. She was a heavy favorite last night, I know.
She was minus 330.
Yeah.
Closed up.
The sports books being like, yeah, so Serena technically should lose.
She is. She's big. She's not a decent dog. Plus 180.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
That feels.
betting on some
Yeah.
players. Just, I don't know what we're doing. The energy in that place last night, once she started painting with her serves, that place started just like the darts, just like the fucking darts. In between dart throws, everybody goes bananas. In tennis, in between serves, everybody goes crazy. And then silence! The person in the little chair says.
That's why Kriegos is so awesome. Because when it is quiet, he'll start talking shit and everything.
What's the whole thing?
It's
To throw off.
Helps him hit it harder.
Oh, that's just like max effort grunt.
Bingo.
What's going on with Joker?
Well, he didn't get the vaccine, so
Yeah. Bullshit.
can't play in the U.S. Open.
Nope.
So is it the U.S. Open that kept him out or someone else?
He's getting back into the U.S.
But I thought we changed the rules, didn't we? Didn't the CDC? And now listen, I know we're listening to CDC. We're not listening to CDC. People are listening to CDC. It just depends on if they're saying something you agree with.
Correct.
Right, is kind of how this has gone, I think, with the CDC. Didn't they say vax and non-vax will not get treated differently anymore?
Yep.
So how come Joker can't come
If
when...
you're a citizen of goddamn United States of America.
Oh, if you're... Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
I can't be part of it.
Well, he's coming after.
No, I like that part.
because he bought that one medical company to disprove all like the vaccines. So I assume they didn't take like into that either.
So what's that have to do with him getting back
So is he out of the U.S. Open forever?
in the
Or
land
what?
of the free?
No, I think part of it is because he himself did have COVID. He had that big charity event and basically got like the entire country of Serbia sick. He almost killed Nikola Jokic.
All right, I think that's a
I
show.
was unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a show for today.
party was bumping.
We're not
though.
happy.
Honestly,
fair.
I think that's a show for today. We've done enough. You know, we've done enough.
Okay.
That's what happened though.
We have done enough.
That's real.
Lou's not coming back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We've done enough today to really prove
I miss Kirkju.
there's no... Tim Kirkton made an appearance today as well.
Team too.
Let's go to Devin in South Bend, Indiana. Devin, what's going on the 5 Energy phone line?
Hey, how are you today, Pat?
Hey, not bad. How are you, Devin? Hopefully great. What do you want to talk about, man?
First of all, I want to say that I'm a big fan of the show, and you guys do a great job every day, in and out. Like, I just want to let you know, first of all, that I'm a big fan.
Devin, we appreciate that. It's not true, though. There's some terrible shows we put on here. Today being one of them. Anyway, what do you want to talk about, Devin?
Well, I want to talk about my Chicago Bears. there are a lot of people. I'm a Bears fan. I live in South Bend, Indiana, home of the Fighting Irish. And I'm about an hour, 45 minutes away from Chicago. So I go to a lot of Bears games. And a lot of people are doubting them this season because, I mean, we went 3-0 in the preseason, and all the Bears fans online are saying, we're going to win the Super Bowl, we're going to do it. And I'm like, shut up.
Oh, okay.
But,
Devin said the same thing you did, AJ.
right. I'm like,
You guys are
okay,
samesies.
we're not a Super Bowl team, obviously, but Justin Fields has improved since last year, and I have seen it just in the first 3 preseason games. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on, the Bears. How do you think they're going to do this year? And do you think Justin Fields is going to be the man?
Great question, Devin. Let's get to it. So, Bruce Arians was on First Take earlier today. Bruce Arians wrote a book called The Quarterback Whisperer. He's been with Peyton. He's been with Luck. He's been with Tom Brady. He's been with Carson Palmer. He's been with
Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, yeah.
He's been with a bunch of quarterbacks going back long time. Always worked with quarterbacks. Always worked on the offensive side of the ball. He was on First Take earlier, and he said he was asked who are some of those next quarterbacks that have it that he thinks in between the ears. Because he said making decisions is the biggest deal of who's a quarterback, who's not a quarterback. If you can make the throw, obviously that's the thing. He was talking about in between the ears. He said Patrick Mahomes, he thinks has it. He said Justin Herbert, he thinks has it. He said Justin Fields, he thinks has it. And I remember, I literally looked at Darius. I said, Justin Fields, holy shit, because he didn't say Mac Jones. He said Justin Fields. And you had quite a good take on Justin Fields. What are your thoughts on him going forward? You think he's a guy, don't you?
I think he's a guy, but obviously, just like any other quarterback, you got to put him in a good situation. You got to put good talent around him. Chicago has not done that so far, but he was my favorite quarterback prospect coming out after Lawrence. I had Lawrence 1, but Fields I felt like should have been number 2 pick in the draft. And I think he still has the most talent. If San Fran would have took him at 3, they definitely aren't dealing with what they're dealing with today. So I like Justin Fields a lot.
He was a guy at Ohio State, right? He just won. That's all he did. How
He
was
came in with very high expectations, and he, I think, exceeded those expectations.
How'd he handle it? It seems like last year there's a bunch of fuckery. He was quarterback for them, and there was we're talking about the play selection that was made for him. He wasn't on boot much. There was kind of, a lackluster offense, maybe, that you can make a lot of excuses for why he didn't have the success. They were in turmoil. They were turning over and everything. But it seemed like he was just consummate professional. I don't think I saw anything that would make you believe, like, this guy is going to be, a distraction or any of the bullshit that was potentially being said about him while he was coming into the NFL. Remember, there was narratives trying to be cooked about him that we all think was potentially sabotage, so he would fall so that other teams could get him, which is a bullshit, dirty part of the game that does happen during draft season. But he seems like the fucking guy. And hearing him and BA talk about it, I was like, okay, not taking Justin Fields as serious as we need to, and it's strictly because they're in the middle of a full turnover in Chicago. Will we ever see him be great? And when he was great at Ohio State, did he handle it like just a fuck? I don't remember anything about him off the field other than he just fucking works, and he was a vegan and yoked.
Yeah.
I think, right, AJ?
He was a pro. When he was at Ohio State, it was partly during COVID and everything, but he was an absolute pro. He felt, I at least feel like from watching that dude from the outside, like he came in, he transfers in, and seemed like, okay, he felt like an adult. Like he was a mature dude that was in control while he was in college, and so he goes to the Bears, and I feel like the exact same thing is in place, but let's see if, obviously, he needs everything around him to go decent, at least, for him to have some success.
I like the fact that him and Aaron, too, talked afterwards and after the game, and Aaron told him, like, hey, keep this alive, this whole Bears-Packers thing. This is a big deal. And I think Justin Fields was asked, and he said he wants to beat the Packers or something. Yeah, 3 goals. I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to beat the Packers. Chicago loves this dude, huh, Zito?
Absolutely loves him.
Can't do anything wrong.
Yeah, probably not, no.
Chicago,
they need a guy.
They need a guy. The league is better with Chicago's good. And
when was the last time?
Cutler?
06.
06 Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl run with Grossman. Even then, they didn't have, who a lot of people thought they could have or should have had at quarterback. But have they had a 4,000-yard passer yet?
No, never.
Yeah, so he could be that guy. But once again, you got to put him in a favorable situation. Put weapons around him. The things they've done in Jacksonville, at least on paper, it looks like they're at least going in to try to help Trevor Lawrence.
A lot of money next year, by the way.
Let's go to and also a new stadium coming up. Let's go to Gabby in California on the 5 Energy phone line. Gabby, California, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
I got a question for D-Bud. I've been trying to get in. Well, first of all, I'm a Raider fan, and I can't not say the fucking disrespect is insane that we have the same odds as the Giants to win their shit division as we do to win ours. But
well, I mean, your division is very tough.
DB, all right, as a D back in the league, I was wondering, would you rather have like an elite D line in front of you or be part of an elite secondary?
Ooh,
great question.
That is a great question. Damn, that's tough. I would say elite secondary, just because you know where your guys are going to be, communication pre-snap, figuring things out throughout the week, game planning and prepping. You know, you just obviously you got to be on the same page. Much like O-line, like O-linemen aren't really shit without the guy next to him being on the same page. Very similar with D-backs, but it does help when you got an absolute dog or a few dogs coming off that edge. But if I had to choose one, I would say a dominant secondary unit. Yeah, but you want both.
One makes the other?
One definitely helps the other. So if you think about like that run when the Broncos, when they went in the Super Bowl. Peyton's last Super Bowl. You know, he wasn't playing great, obviously, but you had Ware and Von Miller coming off the edge, and then you had Talib, Chris Harris, Roby in the slot. You had T.J. Ward. Like, you were stacked on the back end and in front. And when an offense has to play against that, like that's tough. You heard Matt Ryan. He talked about picking up the passing game, but the pass rush is what changes the most with quarterbacks. So you got to deal with that pass rush, and then you got DBs that know where the hell to be. That's tough.
Because you have to decipher the coverage and you have to watch your ass.
Yeah.
So that's all happening pretty quick. Bruce Arians said, from the snap to 3 seconds, who can process and make a decision and make a throw? That is the difference between who can be a quarterback and who can't. It was actually very insightful for, I think he was on, I don't know how long he was on First Take. I saw like 10 minutes or whatever. Anytime he starts talking, I enjoy listening, man. So good luck to the Raiders, though. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you know, the reason why you have the same odds as the Giants, because like the AFC West is just
different division.
Every team can win the Super Bowl.
This is literally not about if you're a better team or not. It's about how you'll fare in your division. And your division is going to be tough, but maybe the Raiders go. Veteran quarterback, a lot of dogs, new ownership or new management, so it might be a fresh breath in there of competition and maybe a whole new vibe, I guess, which is a lot of people are saying. Maybe the Raiders going to run.
Speaking of, they just traded one of their better secondary members, Trayvon Mullen, to
the Raiders going to run.
Speaking of,